What's going on, Vol fans? We are 24 hours away from taking on the Georgia Bulldogs, and I could not be more excited. And coming up on today's show, I'm going to tell you just how massive tomorrow's game is, not for the guys who are on the team, but for some guys who might be on the team in a couple of years. It is a massive recruiting weekend for the Tennessee Volunteers. I'll tell you about everybody who's coming, what you need to expect, and then we got some updates on some other players. Five-star offensive tackle Gabriel Ascenda, Chad Simmons of On3 spoke about some teams not quitting on him, but he remains strong with the Vols. And then last up, the Vols are actually trending for a four-star offensive tackle in the class of 2027. I'll tell you all about that and more. Before we get into it, though, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I get it, we're taking down Georgia tomorrow, but we need to take down Alabama today because we've been doing it so far this week. We're actually up in our Week 3 sub battle. 310 subs to 306 subscribers. If you guys have not joined us yet, help us make this lead even more than it already is. If you hate Alabama, if you love the Vols, and if you love free daily coverage right here on YouTube, you found a great place to be, so subscribe. So the visitors go as followed for the class of 2026. You got a lot of great wide receivers in the mix. Tristen Keys will be back, his first time since last year. Salesi Moa will be back. Legend Bay will be here as well. Two of those guys, 5 stars, those top two. And then in 2027, you got a big list of guys. David Gabriel Georges, the running back at Baylor. Keyshawn Bowman, Malik Howard, Cooper Witten. Yes, you read that last name correct, as in Jason Witten's son. Cassie Curry, Dakota Garant, Eli Ferguson, Asa Barnes, Kenneth Simon, and Princeton Uwaifo. And we already knew this was a big weekend, right? This was going to be a big weekend regardless, whether 15, 200, or 0 recruits were in attendance because of who you've got coming into town. And this is a time for Rocky Top to show out, right? I'm not talking about the team. Obviously, getting a win this weekend would be massive and be a huge recruiting tool. But just the game day atmosphere. I'm so excited for these guys to see it, for these guys to experience, for these guys to be a part of it. That they get to see how passionate this fan base is. That they get to see this thing checkerboarded out. They get to see those guys going crazy. Like, it's going to be so much fun. I'll never forget the first time I saw Checker kneeling. It's one of the reasons I wanted to even visit Tennessee in the first place, and one of the reasons I ended up going, right? It's such a cool deal, and I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome thing for all these recruits to experience, especially if it's their first time. Let's talk a little bit about 5-star uncommitted running back from Baylor High School, David Gabriel Georges. He's one of the guys that's on that visit list. And look, this is a guy in the 2027 class that I have my eye on. And of course, I'm not the only one, because this past weekend, Peyton Manning, Darrell Sims, running back coach, and Josh Heupel all were at Baylor Brentwood. The game was in Brentwood, but they were there to watch David Gabriel Georges play. This guy's incredibly special. He ran for like 300 yards in the first half of his first game this season. He looks like Ashton Genty. He runs like Ashton Genty. He's already built like he's a fifth-year senior. This guy could be very, very special. Of course, keep an eye out on him in the class of 2027. Now let's talk a little bit about Tristen Keys. Because like I said, he's the first guy we mentioned as being a part of this visitors class, okay? The thing about Keys, though, is since he's flipped, obviously it was a very, very exciting time, he has not really been present in high school due to an injury. Here's what 24/7 Sports had to say. Keys didn't play last week in Hattiesburg's 50-28 loss to rival Petal High School because of an injury that had him on crutches on the sideline. He told Jackson Clarion-Ledger that he plans to return soon, although he didn't offer any details on the injury. And hopefully, it's nothing too serious. And unfortunately, he's not the only 5-star commit that's dealing with injuries as well, because Faizon Brandon suffered a thumb injury in their first game of the season, and he didn't play last week either. Okay? So, as of right now, I'm not too worried about it. But I will say, I mean, you're getting him for next year anyway. It's not like you need to rush him back, right? Like, I want him to take his time, make sure he's fairly healthy, so that way this doesn't get anything worse. Okay? But something to monitor, something to keep your eye on, something we'll keep you updated with as well. A big way you can stay updated is by giving me a follow over on Twitter. You can throw that up there, Gage. You can find me at Joey Peterson8. That link is going to be in the comment section and description of today's video. Currently sitting at 1,207 followers. My goal today is to get to 1,250. That means I need 43 Vol fans to hit me up, follow me, and hey, I'll just put this out there. First 5 that follow me, I'll give you a follow back. Speaking of recruiting this weekend, if you want some luck, do not jinx it. Help me out. Hit the thumbs up button on today's video. If I were in your shoes and I was just asked to do it, oh my gosh, I'd be doing it instantly. I'm just a little bit superstitious. That might not. That might just be me, but if it's you as well, like today's video. Okay, let's talk about 5-star offensive tackle Gabriel Ascenda. He's not going to be in attendance this weekend. He's one of the guys, many commits that won't be there, right? Faizon Brandon's not going to be there. Salesi Moa will be. Wyatt's not going to be. But he is one of your top guys of your 2026 commits. He is one of your 5-star guys in that 2026 commit list. And you can show that right now, Gage. Brayden Rouse, TJ Wyatt, Dereon Albert, Zay Anderson, Zach Groves. A ton of blue-chip prospects, but you see Gabriel up there with the best of them. And Faizon and Tristen. And obviously, when you're that good of a recruit and you're committed somewhere, schools aren't just going to lay over. They're not. And Chad Simmons mentions that, right? He gives us that straight up. Not all schools have given up on UT offensive line commit Gabriel Osenda. But the good news is he called his commitment, quote, strong to the Tennessee Volunteers. Right now, I feel pretty good about where we are when it comes to Ascenda. It's hard to know, like, from the outside where you truly are if you're outside of that guy's family and if you're not in this coaching staff. And the thing is, though, is like you can feel good, but you just also never know with these kids. That's the thing about recruiting high schoolers, is at the end of the day, they are literally kids. Most of them are under the age of 18. And so you might feel good. He might feel good. But for one way or the other, maybe a couple $100,000 here or there, things might change. The fact that schools aren't done recruiting him means he's going to get some offers now down the table that might be a little more enticing because they're new. A little bit more on him. 6'7", 330 pounds. He also is at Baylor High School with David Gabriel Georges. Sure, Josh Heupel and company were there to say hi to him as well. He's been a hard commit for Tennessee since January 11th of this year, okay? So by the time he early enrolls, most likely in 2026 in January, it will have been a full year committed. Obviously, you just got to keep him committed until signing day in December. Speaking of signing things, make sure you guys sign up for this great deal by going down to the comments section, clicking on this link, and getting yourself a Tennessee courtesan for just $38. They got black, white, orange, gray, tons of different colors, tons of different sizes. I know it's crazy, but Christmas is coming up decently soon, and by the time that gets there, they're not going to be $38 anymore. It's also going to get pretty chilly in Neyland Stadium soon, and by the time that comes around, they're not going to be $38 anymore either, okay? This deal is not going to last long. Make sure you take advantage. Chatsports.com/UTQZip. Lastly, let's get to Chad Simmons' latest recruiting intel on Princeton Uwaifo. Okay, this is a guy who is visiting this weekend. He's a 4-star offensive tackle in the class of 2027, and Simmons says the following. It's still very earlier for Princeton Uwaifo's recruitment, but Tennessee has established itself as the early leader. The in-state lineman has already made multiple trips to Knoxville and plans to return this fall for marquee matchups against Georgia and Oklahoma, so he's coming back twice. He's building strong relationships with the Vol staff, giving Heupel's program a clear edge over the competition at this stage. And that's all I need to know, is that Tennessee has a huge edge. And part of that huge edge is because, frankly, Josh Heupel and Glenn Ellerby have been killing it when it comes to getting these blue-chip prospects on your offensive line. Look, we all know that this game, especially in the SEC, is won and it's lost in the trenches. So getting as many good offensive linemen as you can on your roster is going to be imperative in your team's success. And that's kind of been a theme recently for Josh Heupel, right? You look back to 2024, landed 4-star Bennett Warren. 2025, the big commitment from David Sanders. 2026 and 2026 for two of them, Gabriel Ascenda and Kamari Blair. Kamari, 4-star, not 5-star. That's my bad right there. But regardless to say, 4 blue-chip prospects at the offensive tackle position in the last 3 seasons. I think a big part of that is they got to see Darnell Wright be a top 10 pick as well. That probably didn't hurt. Where Tennessee currently sits in 2027 is the 32nd ranked team. It's 2027. I mean, those kids aren't graduating for a very long time, a year and a half until they're early enrolling, if they do early enroll. So you have a lot of time. I love how they've been focused on 2026. They built a top 10 class in 2026. And when that class is signed and into this football season, I expect their attention to fully focus on the 2027. It's red pin time, okay? Grade Josh Heupel's recruiting job over the last couple of years. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F in the comment section down below. That's going to do it. Make sure you got me followed on social media. Make sure you got me followed on Instagram. And also a little bit of a reminder. Gage, if you could go back to List 5 logos, and let's talk about the watch party that we're doing tomorrow, okay, before we get out of here. If y'all are still watching, phenomenal. Happy y'all are here. We are going to be going live tomorrow for Georgia versus Tennessee. It's going to be an absolute blast. It's our first watch party ever on this channel. What you need to expect, 30-minute pregame and tailgate, play-by-play analysis through the entirety of this game, an awesome fan environment, going to be a ton of all fans hanging out. We'll also do a t-shirt raffle at the end of it, so make sure you subscribe, turn on those notifications, because when we do go live, it'll send you a noti. That way you can come in, hang out with us. That's going to do it for today's show. Finally, I'm being real when I say that. Appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure you're subscribed and go Big Orange.